Okay, second grade, we are ready for our reading test on this beautiful Friday morning. And our story is about schools around the world. Schools around the world. And then you're going to need your reading test. And for some reason, I only have the first page that has the 8 questions on it. So, guess what? We're only going to do 8 questions today because I don't know where the other half is. So, if you have 10 questions, don't worry about those last questions 9 and 10. Okay. Schools around the world. Let's listen to the story. And I'm just going to read it to make it quicker. Okay? Schools around the world. All around the world, children go to school. Some children spend most of their day at school. Others spend only a few hours there. Some school buildings in Asia are tall, like this one. These students in an American classroom start their day by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Schools are different in different parts of the world, but they are all the same in one way. Schools are where children go to learn. Remember that. Schools are where children go to learn. Hey, the students in Tibet, China, are about to start their morning classes. This one talks about school buildings. The kind of school buildings children have depends on where they live. It depends on the climate and the resources of their community. School buildings can be large or small. They can be made from many different materials. Some children even go to school outside or in buildings with no walls. Getting to school. Children travel to school in many different ways. The kind of transportation they use depends on where they live. It also depends on how far they have to go. Many children walk or ride bikes to school. Others ride in cars, on buses, or on a train. Some children go to school by boat. School clothing. Children around the world wear different kinds of clothing to school. What they wear often depends on the climate where they live. It also depends on what season it is. In some schools, the students all dress alike. They wear uniforms. Students from different schools have different uniforms. The students at this picture are the students at this girls' school in Panama wear blue skirts and sweaters as part of their uniform. The students in Germany are learning science on a class trip with their teacher, the school day. All around the world, teachers help students learn new things. Children do some schoolwork in groups. They do other schoolwork on their own. Most children eat lunch or a snack at school. They may also have time to play. At many schools, children take class trips too. This teacher answers a question for his student at a school in Cuba. Learning to read and write. One important job for teachers is to help children learn to read and write. Students learn to read and write in many different languages. The language children use at school depends on where they live. Some children study their own language and another language too. At an American school overseas, students study a map of Europe. Other lessons. Children learn many things at school. All around the world, they study math and science. They learn about their own country and other countries too. Many children around the world study art and music in school. They may also learn how to use a computer. These students in Great Britain practice playing music at school. Come on, don't start that. In this school in Japan, students help serve lunch. School chores. Most children have chores to do at school. They help to keep the classroom neat and clean. They may even help to set up the classroom every day. In some places, children work to keep the schoolyard neat and clean. Some children may serve lunch to another. This teacher gives extra help to students after school. Some children go to school even after school, even after the school day is over. They may have a tutor to help them with the subjects that are harder for them. Some children have other lessons after school. They study things they cannot learn in school. They may learn about dance, music, or their own culture. These boys in Israel learn about their culture. Students at this boarding school eat, study, and live together. Special schools. Some children live at their schools. These schools are called boarding schools. The children go home for visits on holidays. This girl cannot see. She goes to a school where she can learn to read and write in a special way. People who are blind read with their fingers. They use a system of raised dots called Braille. Homeschooling. A home can also be a school. Some parents teach their children at home. They want to decide exactly what their children will learn. People at schools will often help parents plan home lessons for their children. Many children who study at home go to a school for gym or art classes. This mother is teaching her daughter at home. School and work. Some children work as performers. They spend part of their day practicing the work they do. They spend the rest of the day studying regular school subjects. The students below perform a traditional Russian dance. Hey, this boy is learning gymnastics. The older students. Many people go to school even after they are adults. They may go to college, or they may go to a trade school to learn how to do a certain job. Adults also take classes for fun. They study different languages and learn how to do things. No matter how old students are, they go to school to learn. The women in India go to school at night. Okay, and that is the end of our story. So let's get on with our questions. Remember, we're only going to do 8 questions because I don't know where the other questions are. And I don't have time to go run and find them. So we're just going to do 8 questions today. The first 8 questions on our paper, okay? And maybe that's all I gave you was 8. I don't remember. Okay, here we go. Number 1. Better for you to see. What is the article Schools Around the World Mostly About? What is the article Schools Around the World Mostly About? Is it A, how children get to school? B, what children wear to school? C, how schools are alike and different? Okay, well, I know that the article talked about how the kids get to school, but that's not what it's mainly about. So, I'm going to cross off A. You have a choice. What is the answer? What is schools around the world mostly about? What children wear to school, or how schools are different, or how schools are alike and different? Make a choice. Number 2. Why does the author use headings in this article, in this story? Why did he head them with different titles? F, to entertain the readers. G, to tell what each section is about. H, to explain what is in each picture. This was a hard one. This one's kind of hard. Why does they put the headings in there? Okay? Well, I know it's not to entertain the readers, Because just because there's a heading doesn't mean that I'm going to laugh or cry or not, that. So is it to tell what each section is about or to explain what is in each picture? Think about it. Does the headings explain the picture or what's in each section? Make a choice. Okay, number 3. Why does each photo have a caption? That's what's underneath of the picture that tells us what the picture's about. Why does each photo have a caption? A, to make readers laugh. B, to tell who took the picture. C, to explain what is in each picture. Why is there a caption? Well, they're not making me laugh just because I see something in a picture. So I'm going to cross that one out. So why does each photo have a caption? To tell who took the picture or to explain what is in each picture? Make a choice. Okay, number 4. What is one way that all students are alike? What is one way that all what is one way that all schools are alike? What is one way that all schools are alike? F, they are all places where children can live. They are all small buildings made of bricks. H, they are all places where students go to learn. How are all schools alike? Well, I know that they're not places where children live in every school. They live in some schools, but not all schools. So I'm going to cross that one out. We don't live at our school, so I know that that's not true. I know that's not how all schools are alike. So, how are they all alike? They are all small buildings made of bricks. They are all places where students go to learn. You make a choice. And turn your paper over. Number 5. What are the amazing school facts boxes for? What are the amazing school facts boxes for? A, to tell the main idea of each section. B, to give extra details about schools. C, to explain where readers can find out more about schools. Okay, if they're telling us facts, that means they're telling us something that's true. Okay, so to tell the main idea of each section, to give extra details, or to explain where readers can find out more about schools. Well, I don't think they're telling me where I can find out more about schools. So it's not C. Hey, they're giving me facts, information, to tell about the main idea or to give extra details. Make a choice. What is that fact? Okay, number 6. Number 6. Why do some teachers teach lessons over the radio or by computer? Why do some teachers teach lessons over the radio or by computer? F, some students cannot travel to the school. G, the community cannot afford to build a school. H, radio and computer lessons help students pay attention. We're doing this right now. Why do some teachers teach lessons over the radio or by a computer? F, some students cannot travel to the school. G, the community cannot afford to build a school. Radio and computer lessons help students pay attention. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not H. Radio and computer lessons do not help you pay attention. So why are we teaching on the computer? Students cannot travel to the school or they cannot afford to build a school. Think about why you're at home right now. Make a choice. A, number 7. Paper over so you can see. Number 7. What is the school chores section for? What is the school chores section for? A, To compare chores at schools to chores at home. Remember, chores are those little jobs you have to do. B, to get readers to do chores at their own school. C, to tell about the jobs children do at some schools. What is the school chores section for? A, to compare chores at school and home. B, to get readers to do chores at their own school. C, to tell about the jobs children do at school. Well, I know we're not comparing the chores at school and home. So I know we're not comparing, so I know it's not A. Let's cross out A. Then you have a choice. Are they trying to get the readers to do chores at their own school? Am I trying to get you to do things at the school, chores to clean? Or is it to tell about the jobs the children do at some schools? Make a choice. Okay. And 8. Oh, come on. 8. Which sentence from the article shows that some parents teach their children at home? Which sentence from the story, the article, shows that some parents teach their children at home? F, a home can also be a school. G, some children live at their schools. H, some children have other lessons after school. Which sentence from the article shows that some parents teach their children at home? F, a home can also be a school. G, some children live at their schools. H, some children have other lessons after school. Well, some children live at their schools, but that doesn't mean that they're teaching them at home. They're teaching them at a school that they stay at. So we're going to cross off G. Okay, so which one talks about children at home? Parents teaching their children at home. A home can also be a school, or some children have other lessons after school. You make a choice. Okay, and that is our reading for today. Okay, we will see you in just a little bit. Goodbye.